Is cannabis really a doorway to deeper wisdom, or is it just another way to escape? Why did so many ancient cultures honor this plant as sacred, while in today's world it is often treated as just a product or a trend? And most importantly, what does cannabis truly reveal about you when you use it? These are not small questions. They are questions people have carried for thousands of years, from the shamans of the Amazon to the yogis of India, from the mystics of the Middle East to the Rastafari of Jamaica. To some, cannabis was never just a plant. It was a gift from the gods, a bridge to silence, a tool for prayer and vision. Yet in our modern world, many use it only for comfort or distraction, or even to avoid the very truth they are searching for. This video is not about judging, and it is not about telling you what to believe. It is about uncovering the forgotten stories, the hidden truths, and the deep lessons around this plant that no one talks about. We will explore how cannabis was once seen as sacred, how it can act as a mirror of the soul, how it can lead to both escape and transformation, and why the real test is not in the plant, but in the way we choose to use it. So if you stay until the end, you will see cannabis in a way you may have never seen it before. Not as just smoke, but as a question life is asking you. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel, because the journey we are about to take might be the one you were meant to find today. When we look back at history, cannabis was never seen as a toy or a trend. It was seen as sacred. In ancient India, it was one of the 5 holy plants and was linked to Lord Shiva, the god of destruction and rebirth. His followers believed cannabis helped them go beyond the illusions of the world, and they used it during meditation, fasting, and long hours of chanting. It was never just about getting high. It was about breaking the ego and reaching silence. In Taoist traditions of China, healers spoke of cannabis as something that could help the flow of qi, the life force inside every person. But they also warned that if a person was unbalanced, the plant would not bring peace, but more confusion. And in Jamaica, the Rastafari still call it the herb of wisdom. They light it in ceremonies filled with prayer, music, and reflection, believing it brings them closer to the divine. What all of these traditions show us is that the plant was always part of something larger. It was never used alone. There was always ritual, fasting, prayer, song, or community around it. The people of the past knew something important. A doorway is not a place to sit and stay. It is a place to pass through. Cannabis was that doorway, but whether it led to clarity or chaos depended on the person walking through it. This is where our modern world has forgotten its roots. Many people today treat cannabis casually as entertainment or as a quick escape from stress, but without respect, ritual, or guidance, the plant loses its sacredness and becomes only smoke. The lesson here is simple. The meaning of cannabis does not lie in the plant itself, but in the way we use it. When treated with respect, it can be a teacher. When used carelessly, it becomes nothing more than a distraction. Cannabis has always been called many things: a healer, a plant of vision, even a doorway. But one of its most overlooked powers is that it acts as a mirror. When a person uses it, it does not always create new feelings. Instead, it makes the feelings that already live inside rise to the surface. Some people feel laughter and lightness. Others feel fear, restlessness, or even paranoia. These experiences may seem random, but they are not. They are reflections of what the person already carries in their heart and mind. Modern psychology speaks of something similar. Carl Jung, one of the greatest thinkers of the mind, talked about the shadow, the hidden side of ourselves that we do not want to face. The shadow holds our fears, our wounds, our guilt, and even the parts of us we deny. Cannabis, in its own way, shines a light on this shadow. It pulls hidden thoughts into awareness. This is why 2 people can use it in the same moment and have completely different experiences, one finding peace, the other facing fear. There are many real stories of this mirror effect. A man who always avoided his feelings of loneliness once shared how cannabis brought those emotions to the front. At first he panicked, but when he stayed with it, he realized he had been running from himself for years. That night began a new path of healing, not because the plant healed him, but because it forced him to see what he had been hiding. The deeper lesson is this: cannabis can open a door, but courage is needed to walk through it. It does not erase our pain, it reflects it. It does not give us wisdom, it shows us where wisdom is missing. The true power is not in the plant itself, but in our willingness to face what it reveals. When we stop running and meet our own shadow, that is when the mirror turns into a teacher. Every gift in life carries a warning, and cannabis is no different. While it can be a tool for vision, healing, and deeper awareness, it can also become a trap when used without care. One of the biggest risks is what many call spiritual bypassing. This happens when people use the plant to feel calm or inspired, but avoid the hard work of real growth. The glow of the moment may feel like wisdom, but if nothing changes in daily life, it is only an illusion. Another danger is the trap of ego. Sometimes cannabis creates strong feelings of connection or insight, and a person may believe they are already enlightened. They may share visions, speak of deep truths, or even act as if they have reached a higher level. But true wisdom is not proven in words or visions. It is shown in patience, kindness, and humility. Without these, the experience becomes only a shell, a mask of spirituality without its soul. There is also the risk of being too open. Ancient teachers warned that altered states of mind can leave a person unprotected, like leaving the doors of a house wide open. Energies, emotions, or even harmful influences can slip in when the mind is not steady. This is why rituals, prayers, or guidance were always part of sacred use. They acted as protection. Without them, a person can feel lost, anxious, or drained. And then there is stagnation. For some, the comfort of cannabis creates a false peace. It feels like rest, but it is really a kind of pause button on life. Days pass, but nothing changes. The plant that once opened doors can slowly turn into a cage that keeps the person standing still. The lesson is clear. Cannabis is not the danger itself. The danger lies in forgetting discipline, balance, and awareness. Used without respect, it does not lead us forward. It holds us back. Cannabis has always carried two faces. One face is escape, the other is transformation. Which one a person meets depends not on the plant, but on the heart of the one who uses it. In modern life, stress, pressure, and loneliness often drive people to cannabis as a way out. It becomes a break from pain, a moment of comfort, a shield against the noise of the world. But when the smoke clears, the problems remain, and the cycle repeats. This is escape, the same doorway walked through again and again, leading only back to where you started. But there is another way. When used with awareness, cannabis can become a gentle guide. Many have found that it slows the rushing mind, softens the walls of the heart, and opens space for reflection. It can bring silence where there was noise, and connection where there was distance. For some, it has been the spark to begin journaling, meditating, painting, or even having long conversations that heal broken relationships. In these moments, the plant is no longer an escape, but a mirror showing what matters most. The key difference lies in intention. Escape asks, how can I run from my pain? Transformation asks, what is this pain trying to teach me? Ancient traditions always paired cannabis with guidance, prayer, or purpose. They knew that without a clear reason, the plant's power would scatter. But when the intention is clear, to heal, to grow, to listen, then the plant serves as a companion on the path. In truth, the real power is not in cannabis at all. It is in the choices we make after the experience ends. If it inspires you to live with more honesty, more love, more courage, then the doorway has served its purpose. But if it only numbs the heart and delays the truth, then it is not a teacher, but a trap. The path forward is always yours to choose, escape or transformation. The story of cannabis is really the story of us. From ancient temples to modern cities, it has always been more than smoke or leaf. It has been a doorway. Some walked through it with prayer and found wisdom. Some walked through it with fear and found confusion. And many today walk through it seeking comfort, forgetting that the true journey is not in the plant, but in the heart. What we have seen is clear. Cannabis can act as a mirror, showing the hidden parts of our mind and heart. It can also act as a teacher when used with respect and purpose. But it can also become a trap when used to escape, to pretend, or to numb the truth. The same doorway that once opened paths of healing can, without care, turn into a cage. The difference is never in the plant, it is in the way we choose to meet it. So the question is not whether cannabis is good or bad. The question is, what do we seek? If we run from pain, it will only cover our eyes. If we face pain with courage, it may help us see more clearly. If we search for wisdom, it can remind us to slow down and listen. If we seek only escape, it will keep us standing still. In the end, the power is yours. The doorway is always there, waiting. The choice is whether you use it to hide or to step forward into a truer, brighter life.